Today's Seniors Living Well with your host, Laurie Webb.
Welcome back to Today's Seniors Living Well. This is the final show of our 7th series, Being Fit and Safe, and the emphasis right now is going to be on safe because I have one of my favorite guests, Mark Morton, Fire Chief of Jackson. Thank you for
Laurie, thank you for
coming
having me.
in.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
You always have such great information to give us, so I'm just going to kind of give it to you.
Okay.
Give the time to you.
Today, since we're focusing on seniors, I'd like to talk a little bit about smoke alarms, carbon monoxide detectors, and being safe for seniors in their home. Everybody needs to have a smoke alarm. That's the law, as well as a carbon monoxide detector. Place them in strategic spots in your house.
What is strategic?
Okay, manufacturer recommendation for your smoke alarms is one outside of every bedroom and one close to your kitchen, but not close enough to where normal cooking will set it off.
My bacon will.
But when you burn the bread or something, it will set it off. And carbon monoxide detectors, one in the hallway, one on each floor of your house, and outside your bedrooms is recommended.
So not in the bedrooms, outside the
Not
bedrooms?
necessarily in the bedroom, no.
Okay.
No. At my house, Susie and I have a carbon monoxide detector in our hallway over the entrance into our bedroom, and we have smoke alarms in every room of the house. So I feel it's very important to have them. And my wife and I are approaching the senior age, so
Not for a while. I'll probably be retired before you do that.
and remember that these are sometimes hardwired, but they also have a battery backup. Make sure that you change your batteries in them, and the rule of thumb that people use to kind of remind them when you change the time on your clock. So when you spring forward and fall back, and most of them take either a AA battery or a 9-volt battery. And seniors, please remember that if your alarm goes off and there is no smoke in your house, something's wrong. You're 9 times out of 10, it's your battery. If you can't physically change it and you don't have someone that can do it right away, call the fire department. We'd be more than happy to come out and assist you.
That's great.
The Jackson Fire Department, my guys are more than happy to come out and help the seniors in the community and change out their batteries. The other thing that seniors need to be aware of is if there is a fire, how do I get out of my house? And this is true for every family, but they should have a plan. They should have a place to meet outside, and they should tell their neighbors about it, so that when the neighbors see a fire truck rolling up, they can say, well, they're supposed to be over there underneath that tree.
Good point.
That way we'll know that they're there. If they aren't, we'll do our search and see if we can find them in the house. It's very important to have that plan, share it. All of you seniors, please have a relative or a neighbor check on you once a day, every other day. I'm going to give an example of something that has happened to us recently. We had an 82-year-old lady fall outside last Saturday.
Fell outside of her
Outside of her house. I believe she broke her hip and her humerus, the big bone in the upper arm. She crawled in the house Saturday afternoon and could go no further than her hallway. Again, 82 years old. And just by chance, her brother was coming from Albuquerque, New Mexico, to meet up with her before Christmas and just for a visit.
For a visit?
He landed in Sacramento. He couldn't get her on the phone. He rented a car, drove up to her house, walked into the house, and she's laying at the foot of the bed and been there since Saturday, and this was Monday afternoon.
Oh, my God.
So it's very important, seniors, that you have a contact that calls you on a regular basis. I believe the next segment in your series here is going to be on Life Alert, and I strongly support Life Alert. I do support Life Alert.
Right, and we want to make sure that people know it's called Amador Lifeline, and there are a lot of other products out there, but the local company is Amador Lifeline. And if somebody calls you and tells you that somebody's bought you a free medic alert and they're sending it and they just need your Visa number to pay for shipping, don't do it.
Don't do it.
I
I
am going to be talking with Phil, and he does one of the things he does is volunteer for Lifeline.
Those little buttons are a lifesaver. And when I say that, they are a lifesaver.
It would have certainly been for her if
Yes.
something else.
She could not get to her phone. And it was a miracle that her brother just happened to be coming for a visit and found her, and we got her to the hospital, and she's making a recovery.
Now, did she live in a town?
She lived in the district. She lived outside of the city limits of Jackson.
So what I'm thinking is, were there neighbors that would have noticed that her lights weren't going on and off?
No, she kind of lived up on the top of a hill, surrounded by trees, and no, people would
Nobody
not,
would have known.
unless they drove up the driveway,
Right.
they would have not known,
Right.
because she has a very long driveway.
Because occasionally at the senior center, we'll get a call from somebody in an apartment building or a neighborhood saying, I haven't seen so-and-so, and their car's been sitting there for a long time. And we'll either send Gary, our handyman, out to go check on that person, or we'll call the apartment manager.
Yeah.
But if somebody's isolated like that,
Yeah,
they really do need.
You need somebody to check on you, just for peace of mind.
Right, right.
And that way, if something does happen, you know that Sally's going to call me at 3:00 today, and so maybe I can't get up off the floor and I can't reach my phone and I don't have a button to push, but I know she'll call, and if I don't answer, she's going to come and see what's wrong.
And we have a couple seniors that have sort of a reverse arrangement where they have made arrangements that they will call at 9:00.
Mm-hmm.
And if they don't call that person at 9:00, then
Something's up.
something's up.
So
So somehow they need to do that.
the whole gist of the thing is safety, and people constantly are asking, well, why is it that you do what you do? We do what we do because we love it, and we want to keep everyone safe. And that's, especially this time of the year, we want everybody to be safe.
Right, be safe and healthy.
Yeah.
Now, there's the problem with egress. A lot of seniors are very safety conscious and they lock their house up tight.
Yep.
So what kinds of problems does that present for you if you go
Well, we have
on a first responder call, say?
We have the means of getting into just about anything.
Right.
Sometimes it will be damaging to the structure, but we can get in. The best thing to do is to have a hide key, and you can notify the sheriff's department.
Right, the hidden key program.
Right. There is a hidden key program in Amador County, and when we get dispatched to a call, we also get a text message on our phone. Included in that text message is where the hide key is.
Ah, very good.
So we can go, there's a ornamental frog out in the front yard, pick it up, and there's a key underneath it, or there's a pile of rocks, and
Right, or it's on top of the second sconce or something, yeah.
Yeah,
and only the sheriff's dispatcher knows that information.
Correct.
Until they give it to you. So
Correct.
that hidden key program is
It's
really
very, very important,
useful.
yes.
Because yes, you can break in, but as
don't wanna
Sheriff
break
Ryan
anybody's
has
window,
told us,
we
it's
don't-
like, it's the last resort, really.
Correct.
So one of my seniors was talking the other day about putting up her Christmas tree, and which is going to be a live tree, and I'm concerned about her keeping water in it, but that's another story. But she was talking about how she has this string of lights. It's like 35 years old. Talk a little
Boy,
about some of the safety things.
The older your lights are, the more apt they are to have a short in them. They make all kinds of new LED lights.
That are cool.
They really look nice. I know that as a child, I enjoyed the big bulbs.
That got very hot.
Yeah, they were kind of cool. They looked, and they got very hot. And with a dry tree, because you're not putting water in it, it will take its toll, and those needles are going to dry out. And there is a possibility if you use those old, great big bulbs. The new LED lights, they give you the same look, and they're much cooler. They don't get as hot, and really they're brighter and they look nice.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you do get a live tree, don't hesitate to ask someone to help you to
Correct.
keep it watered.
You need to keep
because-
water in it.
Yeah.
The tree that's up in front of the firehouse, I water that daily. I keep water. We have a bucket there that's got a drip system that goes into it, and I fill that bucket every day. And believe it or not, the tree sucks the water out of that bucket. It's a little drip system, and then I also water around the hole that it's in. I fill that hole up so that it stays fairly moist.
It's a big tree.
It is a big tree, and I remember a few years back, I was gone for a while during Christmas while that tree was up, and the needles dried out, and it kind of looked like the old Charlie Brown Christmas tree with all the needles on the ground. And
Oh, not a good thing.
No, it wasn't a good thing. So we try and keep it up, and that's what everybody should do, whether you're a senior or not. When you get if you get a live tree, when you get it home, cut the bottom off a little bit. Doesn't have to be a lot, maybe half an inch or so, and that will open up those tree rings, and it'll absorb the water out of the reservoir in your tree stand.
Yeah, my husband was going to do that to ours this morning. He said, got to cut the tree off and let it drink.
Yep.
Good plan.
You're right.
And candles, there's
Candles
lots of
are
lovely electronic battery candles these
They
days.
make,
So much
if
safer.
you want to put candles around, they have these new tea light candles that are fantastic. Please, candles are really, really bad. It takes that long for a candle to hit a drape or something like that, and it goes up in flames.
Yeah.
And then you're going to have a really sad Christmas.
A sad Christmas.
Yeah.
Well, we hope that we don't have any sad Christmases and that you guys don't have to go out at all on Christmas Day.
Me too.
Mark, thank you for being here. I know
my
how
pleasure.
busy you are. I really appreciate it.
always enjoy talking to you, Laurie. It's fun.
Take care.
Thank you.
All right, stay tuned. We're going to talk to Phil Lara from Amador County Lifeline about not just Lifeline, but about what a busy senior he is. So stay tuned.